Welcome. Welcome to Ada Continues, episode 250. What? Woo, 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 woo,
Pew, pew,
woo.
pew.
Woo, woo, woo. 250. This is a weekly podcast posted up every Monday in which we talk about video games related topics. It goes up on adacontinues.com as an MP3, or it goes up before that on youtube.com/adacontinues. And for those of you new to the show, which is maybe one of you, my name is Stafa. I'm the host. And I also have different guest hosts with me each week. This week I got Brother Ali.
What's up?
What's up, bro? All right. So this week's episode segments will include our main topic, which will be all about that hype train. That's going to be the main topic. And then we got some quick announcements, and then we'll go talk about some news. So before we get going, I just want to do a quick disclaimer that all opinions expressed on this show are of our own and not of our employers, whether past, present, or future. What?
Yeah, buddy.
What?
I don't know why I'm buddy.
Because your opinions of your own.
Ah, yes.
So let's get going and talk about that hype train. I want to talk about this topic because I feel like, especially as of recently, we've been experiencing a lot of, within like the not only the game community but pop culture in general. With video games, there have been like different extremes of hype train going on with
Yep.
games that have come out recently. Like on one extreme we have like Pokemon Go. You
Ah,
know,
yes.
that is like one of the most hyped up trains we got going on.
It was continued to be hyped even after it launched.
Yeah. I mean, there was just so much hype around this game that people were playing it, and I'm pretty sure they don't even know why they're playing it. I stopped playing it because there's like no depth to the game.
Yeah.
And
Yep. There isn't.
it's just recently the player base has started going on a decline. Like it was on an incline for a while, and it still is the most popular app right
Yeah.
now, but it's just starting to go on a decline. And I think it's because people are finally realizing that there's like no depth to the game at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why are we collecting these Pokemon? What are we doing this for? There's like no real goals to the game. But it's the amount of hype that was around it or still is around it is just insanity. That just, like I said before, people are playing the game without even knowing why they're playing it. They're just
Well, because
following it for the
Pokemon.
hype. Yeah. And then on the other end, we have games like what's it called? No Man's Sky,
Yeah, No Man's Sky.
which had a lot of hype, mainly because people didn't even know what it was. They
It's
had
it's it's a combination of the developer not knowing the extent of how much they could and couldn't get done, and people hyping things and expecting things that weren't ever um, like promised, because like they never promised like base building, but people expected base building to be in there. It's just like, well, I mean, he never said that, but
people also expected like some sort of multiplayer aspect to it as well.
well, there's a little controversy on the stuff he said or implied or whatever, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Like a lot of the controversy going on right now with No Man's Sky is they're saying, "Hey, look at that E3 2014 trailer and compare it to the game right now."
Hmm.
Like I haven't played the game, so I can't really do the comparison. But like I rewatched that trailer, and it gave me a strong impression that there's going to be like some type of a multiplayer aspect with like at the very end of the trailer when they leave the planet and they go to outer space and all these other spaceships come in and they're shooting
Yeah,
each other.
yeah,
That gave me a strong impression that there's some sort of a multiplayer aspect to it.
multiplayer. Yeah.
Yeah, which there isn't. I mean, is there anything that resembles that end part of the trailer where they're flying around shooting at each other and
I
everything going
mean,
on?
there's definitely dogfighting, but not like I haven't noticed where you are help or like in the trailer. There's like a couple other ships with you shooting other things, but there's nothing that resembles other people helping you out to shoot other things. It's just like you versus everyone else or defending someone else or
Hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of controversy going on with No Man's Sky. A lot of people saying that there's like false advertising.
Mm,
That they were led to believe that the game was going to be something else, and you know, people fell into that hype train.
yeah.
Choo choo, all aboard, get that hype. So, what other stuff you want to add to this?
So like I think hype is always I don't know, I get hyped too. But the thing is a lot of the times people they don't know they can't curb their enthusiasm.
Hmm.
Yes, I'm referring to that show. But was it Larry David, I think?
I don't know.
Yeah, the guy who wrote Seinfeld. Anyway, like I think people need to understand development environments and stuff like that. Like for a bigger company,
Are you saying something? Because I
had a
don't hear
topic
anything from.
about
Okay, I hear
what?
you again.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you cut
Oh.
out for a while when you said something about for companies.
Oh. So anyway, for larger companies, I think they need to have bigger care on what they show off as a trailer. Like Ubisoft, for example, they have some of the prettiest vertical slices of games ever. Um, look at Division, Wildlands, whatever, all their other games,
Hmm.
and they are gorgeous. But then, like, even though they do deliver on a lot of their features, they cut so much down graphically, and it's ridiculous that you have to see that. I think with a larger game, developer, they should understand, that they should understand all the aspects of their game development. Like for Sean Murray and him overhyping No Man's Sky, I mean, you could tell he's pretty humble. He seems pretty humble throughout most of his interviews, but this is like the biggest game he's done, and I think he expected to do something more than what was delivered. So just fair caution for smaller developers, just promise less and then deliver more at the end because I think that's just always the best way to handle things. Never
Hmm.
promise the moon when you can't get it. So
Like I always had I always was skeptical about No Man's Sky because I mean look at their previous games, Joe Danger.
yeah,
Like you
yeah,
can't expect the moon when their previous game was Joe Danger. I mean, I'm not
yeah.
saying Joe Danger was bad, but you can't go
It's
from
it's very small in scope. Yeah.
yeah, you can't go from having Joe Danger to, the end all be all game,
Hmm.
you
Yep.
know. Like that was what I used to scale my expectations.
Yeah. Yeah. I
It's like
mean,
let's
I
look at what
scaled
they previously made.
I scaled my expectations based on not only their history but their team size. I mean, a lot of it, and they said a lot of it was going to be procedurally generated.
Hmm.
That's the big thing right there. People don't understand. Like, oh, there's 18 quintillion planets or whatever. Yeah, but a lot of them are going to be variants of the whatever variables they have, and they need to understand that. But a lot of people just don't. So I was able to curb my, hype based on all these different factors. Yes, I am disappointed in some aspects that some things didn't make it, but for the most part, I understood what I was going into, and I've been enjoying the game quite a bit. So,
I'm hearing that your discoveries get deleted after 2 weeks.
and posted pictures or whatever. But it turns out that's not true,
Oh, okay.
and that's because it's just when the servers get hammered constantly, they eventually resynchronize.
Hmm.
Um, but it just takes that time. That's like I think it's stickied up on the No Man's Sky subreddit right now
Hmm.
because the other thread really, I mean, people really have they're really looking for conspiracies and whatnot to attack Sean Murray with, and someone eventually stickied the thread showing, oh, they're not actually disappearing; they're just taking a long time to resynchronize. So. But yeah, I mean, that's like one example of like people getting too into specific information and then like saying this thing is going on when it's not actually going on, or the when that's not actually what you're getting. So that's all part of the hype mentality, in my opinion. People overhype things or overblow, blow things out of proportion. So
I mean, the thing is, like, people want to be excited. They
yeah,
want things to be good.
yeah,
So it's easy to fall into that hole
hmm
of hype because, like, I mean, there are some people who want things to be bad, but those people are just jerks,
yeah,
you know. But in general, I feel like most people want things to be great, and so they want to get excited for these things, and that's why it's really easy to, just fall into that hype train.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, we talked about No Man's Sky. That was a failure in hype. We talked about um a little bit of
Talk,
Pokemon Go. What's
we
that?
could talk about Fallout 4.
Sure, sure. Let's talk about
I
Fallout
I
4.
I fell into well, so I fell into the hype a little bit. I mean,
Mhm.
I know how the trend Bethesda is. I know their games are programmed like trash. I know that they've dumbed down and continuously, targeted a wider audience with their games. And I kind of went in and I was like, this might be good, but I know what to expect. And I still was disappointed because it's just like, I mean, I think it's a little bit of I don't know. A lot of people they hype things that they want to succeed that are,
Mhm.
whether or not they're being objective or not. So, but like I don't know, I really came off of Fallout 4 like after I don't know, 200, 300 hours or something playing the game. I
Mhm.
was just completely burned. I even had the season pass and I haven't touched the season pass. I regret buyer's remorse. I bought it and it's because they were like, "Oh, we're gonna hire the price," and I was like, "Oh, I better get in now." Nope, nope,
Nice.
never again. Never again am I buying a Bethesda game.
Never.
Never.
Y- like a
I'm
Bethesda.
sorry, Bethesda, the RPG making Bethesda.
Okay,
Not yeah, yeah. I mean,
there's
because Doom is
Bethesda
Bethesda, right?
Softworks and Bethesda.
Are they Softworks?
There's two of them. There's Bethesda Softworks and Bethesda Software. Bethesda. Which one's which? Bethesda Softworks is the publisher. Bethesda
Uh-huh.
Software is the developer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Bethesda Software is the one that makes like Fallout and
Yes.
Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls. Yeah, I'm not buying any of those RPGs ever again.
Okay.
Yep. they especially with Todd Howard, it just works. No, it doesn't. None of it works. None of it works, Todd. Stop lying.
It just works, bro.
It just works. That's no, those are his quotes. It just works. No, it doesn't just work.
Bethesda soft works.
Yes, Bethesda doesn't soft works.
Um, man, I'm trying to think of the last game that like I got super hyped for and was disappointed. Um, I don't know. It's been a while since I got like super burned on a game that I got really hyped for. I remember like getting really hyped for Injustice, Gods
Yeah.
Among Us, and like while it wasn't a bad game. It just wasn't like as much single player content as I wanted,
Yeah.
and so I ended up selling it on Craigslist.
Hmm.
But I mean, like it wasn't like I was like super disappointed or anything. But I know I definitely have been burned on games like Tribes Ascend. That's you're
Oh,
playing with my
yeah.
emotions at that point.
That was it was like a drug. You just go back to it, but it's bad. It's all bad.
Like,
Everything is bad. I kept on going back, but it was just trash.
yeah, like I mean, I got super hyped for it just for the name Tribes,
Yeah.
and it's like Tribes is back, baby,
Yeah.
and no, it wasn't
I'm
back.
trying to I'm trying to keep my hype and expectations in check for what is that other game called?
Midair.
Midair. Yeah.
I,
It's
I I can't hold back my hype for that. But but
I got burned too many times. I'm trying to.
realistically, okay, so looking at Midair, I feel
Uh-huh.
like it is Tribes. Like there's from what I've seen, there's nothing about it that makes me believe that's not Tribes. But I I don't have I have high expectations for the game, but I don't have high expectations for the success of the game because no one's gonna play it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a problem. I hope there's at least a big enough community to, play the game consistently.
Hmm.
Surely there has to be, right? Or is
Well,
it going to be just a bunch of Tribes Ascend people hopping on there and saying this game sucks because it doesn't have Shazbot and Tribes Ascend was their first game, so um,
I doubt people who play Tribes Ascend will even play Midair because they
probably
won't.
not.
They probably won't even put two and two together and figure out that it's
Probably
supposed to
not.
be
Yeah,
Tribes.
yeah.
They're like, what is this game?
Or Midair is a copy of Tribes. No, Tribes Ascend is a copy of Tribes, and it's a bad copy at that.
Yep. Um. So I'm trying to think of other games I got hyped for, and I feel like Overwatch is a game that like it wasn't very high on my radar just from seeing the game. I thought it was cool at first,
Yeah,
but like it wasn't super high on my hype radar until like everyone else got hyped for it. That's when I fell into the hype train and was
yeah,
like Overwatch.
yep,
And like that's just something I just got sucked into due to everyone else's hype, but I don't regret it because I'm having fun with the game. I really like Overwatch. It's
yeah, yeah.
awesome.
I want to play it. Um, I've been needing a new TF2, and I think I'll give this game a shot when I get a PC.
You need to. It's basically Team Fortress 3, except you're not gonna have like you
Except
know
it
si-
exists.
yeah, it exists. Also, it doesn't have like 16 on 16 matches or anything like that. It's always gonna be 6v6.
Yep,
So
yep,
I mean, like there. I mean, you can't like do everything that's Team Fortress had. Like for example, you can just have like community servers in
yeah,
Team Fortress, and like everybody has like there's a global voice chat, and you could just play and chill and have like 30 some players, you know, whatever. You can't do that in
Yeah.
Overwatch, but as far as the game mechanics go, it's basically Team Fortress 3.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like it.
Yes. Anything else before we move on?
No, not that I can think of.
All right. So yeah, hype train. Um, Listeners, let us know about some experiences with the hype train, or you know,
Whether you fell off and got burned or it carried you to the holy land that is the thing you were hyping, let us know.
yeah. All right. Podcast at outofcontinues.com. You know one thing that always lives up to its hype though?
What?
You want to take a guess? A stab? A
A
shot in the
stab.
dark?
I don't want to stab. I don't want to shoot either. But do tell. Tell me.
There's this thing. Let me tell you all about it. It's called DreamHost. It's a web service that offers unlimited storage, unlimited bandwidth, user-friendly interface.
Oh, yes.
And it's optimized to use content managers such as WordPress and many more features. All that just for $7.95 US a month. And it gets better. If you use the promo code out of continues, that's one word, no spaces, it'll waive away the setup fee, get you a free domain registration. What?
Sounds like a good deal.
It is a pretty good deal. I mean, lives up to the hype. One quick announcement. We can use iTunes reviews. If you use iTunes, please leave us a review. It's one of the single most helpful things you can do for the podcast. It helps us get onto the Apple iTunes podcast charts. They basically go by quantity over quality. They don't care about the, you know, if I get nothing but 5-star reviews, it doesn't really matter if I get like one review a year, you know.
Yeah.
So they want a higher rate of reviews rather than higher quality of reviews. So if you
That
want,
seems like an unsustainable model. I
yeah.
mean, you'd have
So
to have an infinite number of listeners to keep,
you have to have
keep
like a
charting.
continuously growing listener base.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you want to help us out, that's one of the single most helpful things you could do for the show is to leave an iTunes review. But if you can't leave a review for whatever reason, you can also help us out by sharing the podcast on social media, tell a friend over Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Or if you don't like us, tell an enemy. That's fine too. Tell someone you don't like. So let's get into the news. I'm gonna screen share here, and we're gonna look at some news articles. Bam. We don't want to look at that. We don't want to look at that either. So there we go. All right. So first article I want to talk about this past week, Twitch has been highlighting disabled gamers for the week. And this was in collaboration with the advocacy group Able Gamers.
Yep.
And they're a bunch of cool people. I got to meet the president of Able Gamers. He had like a dead possum on his head or something. I don't know. It was some kind of a dead rodent on his head, and he seemed like a really cool guy. It wasn't a real dead rodent.
Yeah, yeah, I figured as much.
No, I'm letting the listeners know.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah. So basically, what Twitch has been doing this past week is, like if you go to Twitch's main page, they'll have like some, Twitch streamer on the main page. It's like one of the top streamers. I don't know how it works, whether it's random or whatever, but they'll have somebody on the main page. But this past week that they've been focusing on having disabled people, be on the main page. And like, for example, one guy, mentioned in this article. Can't remember his name, but like he would have the camera on his hands rather than his face,
Hmm.
because uh, like the issue. People just find that interesting watching his hands,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he's disabled. So
Hmm.
he would have the camera on his hands instead, and also Twitch has been like having closed captioning on the videos, for like for this for
Hearing.
yeah,
Uh,
deaf people.
yeah.
Yeah, so
For the hearing impaired.
yeah, the hearing impaired usually miss out on a lot of um like streaming interaction because they don't know what the streamer is saying.
Yeah.
So they've been having a closed captioning, and I mean, like, it's just really cool that um Twitch did this. You have anything you
Yeah.
want to add?
No, I think it is. It's an important, you know, I guess subject to bring up because I think trying to be as inclusive as possible in anything really is the best way to go. It makes people feel part of a community, feel welcomed. Um, Anytime like mods for like controllers or something comes out or whatever happens, it's really cool to see. I remember watching in the last AGDQ. There was a guy that was playing a game completely one-handed. I don't know if he is disabled himself or if it's just a challenge that he did, but they talked about able gamers afterwards. So it was just people don't always understand that not everyone has a perfect pair of two hands or perfect set of eyes or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and it would suck to not include the rest of this population from experiencing these awesome games and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, even though like disabled players are a minority, you still don't want to exclude them. I mean,
Yeah,
they're already having a rough time as it is. You
yeah,
game developers, they want to have as many people have fun with their games as possible.
yeah,
And especially those who need that extra uplifting.
yeah.
You know,
Use video games as a sort of outlet or whatever.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, this is awesome that Twitch did it. Good on them and Able Gamers. They're an awesome group. Uh, I totally support them. I bought a T-shirt from them. I
That's
wore it
good.
at work and nobody noticed. I was sad. Nobody was like, "Hey, Able Gamers."
Yeah.
Bunch of jerks.
Fired.
Yep. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about that Nintendo NX. So what we got going on here, Ali?
So, Emily Rogers, she's one of the well, I shouldn't just say Emily Rogers. To be honest, Eurogamer, they had a set of rumors as well, and Emily Rogers, someone who seems to have some sort of deep ties with people inside Nintendo. She basically corroborated is it corroborate, whatever, that confirmed some of these details. So it seems like whether not really sure whether or not these specs, these features are still valid in terms of their product, but the prototype for the NX had a 6.2-inch screen as a 720p, the like regular HD multi-touch screen, and the dock itself has two USB ports. Um, and a lot of people they complained about like the resolution or whatever. I think 720p is a good resolution because people are like, "Oh, my phone has 1440p or something, something ridiculously
You
high."
can't see all those 1440p's.
Well, the thing is, it's like the increase in like phone resolution is one of the reasons why you constantly need to throw better hardware at it, because even just drawing like a web page,
Mhm.
it uses a lot of processing. So um, throwing a really high resolution screen on a handheld, it's I think it's unnecessary. It's better for battery consumption. It's better for well, having a lower resolution, that is better for battery power. It's better for processing as well, because that means less pixels that the GPU has to work with. I mean, as a Vita, someone who's owned a Vita, um, looking at games like Uncharted and Killzone Mercenaries, like those graphics blew me away, and that was, several years ago. Um, and that's on like 640. No, it's like seven. I don't know. It was a pretty low resolution screen. It was like slightly sub HD, but it was still a big screen. It was like a 6-inch screen, I think,
Mhm.
and the graphics look really really good on. Playing handheld games on it. It's like they were able to get
Yeah, like
all sorts of.
Wipeout on the Vita.
It looks really good. Yeah.
It
Well,
looks
the
like
thing.
real life.
Well, the thing is, like, the interesting thing was like seeing Vita on Killzone Mercenaries. They were using graphical effects that the PS3 couldn't do. It just blew my mind. Like they had like screen space reflections and this and that, and like the PS3 couldn't do that, but this handheld was doing it, and it made some amazing looking footage and gameplay. So having a 720p screen, I think, is really good. And it'll be nice to see what they could do on the NX. But not only that, but they said Emily Rogers said uh, that the Eurogamer article mentioning NX's detachable controller supporting force feedback and motion controls has truth in it. So I think that's
What's
interesting to see.
that has truth inside it?
So, well, I mean, it's true that they had this for their prototype. So, um, and I think that's important because I don't think the Wii U had any force feedback at all. I know the tablet didn't, and I know the Pro controller didn't. So it's nice to see them include force feedback again. Well, actually, not. Yeah, they haven't had force feedback since 64, have they? Did the GameCube have any? I don't think it did.
I can't remember,
I don't
but
think it did.
like the N64 had the Rumble Pack. It wasn't
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, well, I mean, it had the Rumble Pack. I mean, I'm not saying that it had it built in, but it had the Rumble Pack. So,
Hmm. And it
um,
was huge.
it was huge. It was very large. So, yeah, I mean, I think I'm pretty excited to see what the NX is. I hope they announce it next month. I want to see what it is. So,
All
get
right,
hype.
don't get hyped.
Don't get
You'll get disappointed. I like, man, I forgot to throw in this article, but like, there was another article about Reggie saying that they learn from all their mistakes and they always, uh, you know, after they release new hardware or a big title or whatever, they always look over what worked, what didn't work, and they're always constantly learning. And I'm like, come on now, who you fooling?
Get hype, Staffa.
No, no hype. All right, let's move on.
Yep.
Let's talk about the PlayStation Plus subscription price increasing.
Oh, yes. I mean, no.
So,
Some
like,
people are defending this.
yeah, if you're going the month per month, it's still gonna be $10. But
The 3 month and the full year subscriptions increasing
yeah, like full year's going from like $50 to 60.
for US. It's like a $20 jump for Canada.
Ooh, man, this
Like,
this this makes me feel like I should like pick it up before it goes up in price, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be like some sales during like Black Friday.
Yeah, people pick up the cards for like $30 sometimes, like the full year cards.
Hmm.
So you could get them on eBay and stuff.
So, do they give a reason as to why this is increasing?
I think it was due to the changing market in North America. I think they're trying to imply it had to do with inflation. I didn't think the dollar inflated that much, the US dollar at least. Um, that's a big jump, and like I want to see like their PlayStation Plus like free game selection has gone downhill while Microsoft it's gone uphill.
Yeah,
You know, they did.
I haven't been paying too much attention as to the free games, but from what I'm hearing, a lot of people have been more happy with the free Xbox games for gold
I mean,
lately.
like some of the stuff Xbox Gold is like games with gold. They're finally offering games that were already offered on PlayStation Plus. But the thing is, like some of the stuff they're offering on PlayStation Plus, it's like, who cares for that? Like no one, no one's.
Give an
I don't
example.
know. I don't know. I don't know what they are because no one cares.
Well, haven't you been picking up the free games?
I've just been like, I don't know what this is, but I'll just add it to my library because
Oh,
I don't care. Yeah,
I mean, I haven't had PlayStation Plus in like probably over a year by now
yeah,
because I haven't been playing PlayStation 3, which is, the console I have.
yeah.
And so I really did not feel any need to, get
Purchase it. Yeah,
continue, continue purchasing PlayStation Plus.
yeah.
PC Master Race.
Anyway, it gets it always people they'll always defend everything. I thought it was dumb.
Man, if something was in the right, like I feel like, when it comes to like products and services, like if it's in the right, it doesn't need defending.
Yeah.
Like that's my general thought on, a product or service. It's like you don't need to be a white knight for a piece of plastic or
Yeah.
a digital service if it's actually good.
hmm
If you're doing that, you're just being a corporate shill, but not being paid.
hmm
And yeah, just grow up. If it needs to be defended, then there's obviously something wrong with it.
Yeah.
So let's move on.
Moving on.
Let's
Speaking
talk
of dumb
about
things,
speaking of things that doesn't need to be defended.
you mean it shouldn't be defended.
It should not be defended. Yeah.
It's so atrocious.
The Xbox One Z announced by Microsoft.
Ugh.
So this is a onesie that's styled after the Xbox with it like being white and it has like the Xbox logo, and I think you can get your gamer tag on it, and it has like a bunch of big pockets that so that you can like fit in a gamepad or your phone or your TV remote
I
or
think that's dumb.
whatever. Um, and my only explanation. Oh man, look at that face. This dude's excited.
Because he got his Xbox onesie.
Uh, my only explanation as to why this even exists is only so that they can use the name Xbox Onesie. That is it. They
Such
only
a,
they wanted to use that name Xbox Onesie, so therefore they made this thing exist. Is
I'm the
there a
kind of
price tag
guy.
on this?
I don't know. I just clicked away. What is it? Ugh. No, never mind. That's the actual Xbox One.
Yeah. I don't
Um,
see a price for this.
I don't know. Maybe there isn't a price yet.
It is gonna be overpriced, no matter what.
All gaming clothes is overpriced, and it's just like I'm not one for even print on my shirts. I don't like print shirts.
Oh, they got a black one as
Black
well.
version, yeah. I don't like. I like gaming t-shirts, print t-shirts even less. So having a gaming
Onesie.
onesie like with complete with the branding and logo on it, I think that's so dumb. So
Like
it's just like
she's making such a huge mess. Look at her
she is.
just spilling the popcorn everywhere.
It's like one of those infomercials.
Yeah.
Just like made a mess.
So if you get this Xbox onesie, you'll be a great looking guy or a great looking girl with a great looking guy or a great looking girl.
Hmm.
And you're gonna have so much fun because you have a big bowl of popcorn and you're gonna make a mess all over your living room, but you won't care because you're gonna be having so much fun.
Hmm. Of course.
You're having so much
She's
fun.
got Xbox socks on.
Yep.
Ugh, uh,
Xbox onesie. Moving on.
uh,
Let's
uh.
talk about some Titanfall 2. So they had their first technical test, open technical test, um, which they called a technical test and not a beta because I'm assuming like they weren't planning on making any changes. They're just wanting to see if the servers were good.
Um,
And
from what it sounded like they were still making some changes. I don't
well,
know.
now they're making changes,
Yeah.
but like I don't think they were planning on making changes. I think it
Oh,
was
okay.
just for checking out if the servers were good. So and also I want to make note this is only for PS4 and Xbox One. It wasn't for PC. I guess they don't have any love for Origin. I mean, at least they could have put on Steam. Come on now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was a lot of negative feedback after this technical test, and so Respawn has responded and said that they will make some changes after the negative feedback. So here are the changes. After being slowed to improve gunplay, pilot movement, while in the air or wall running will be made faster again.
Hmm.
Chaining wall runs will now help increase and retain speed. Obtaining a Titan was previously only possible by playing objectives. Now pilots will build up the Titan meter passively too.
Yeah.
Titan dashes will recharge faster. A more traditional Titanfall map, increased opportunity for parkour, etc., will be available in this weekend's test. And also, pilots will now be marked with friend/foe outlines at a shorter distance to prevent easy sniping.
Hmm.
So no quick scoping.
No scope, pro scope.
Yep. So I mean, from these changes, it sounded like they're trying to make the game slower before they are implementing these changes because
Yeah.
after these changes faster movement speed, uh you know faster Titan spawning. um it sounded like they were trying to make it a slower game,
Yeah.
so I guess that didn't work out with the fans. I mean, like me in general, I prefer shooters that are. I mean, outside of movement, I love fast movement, but uh I like the slower shooters that have like larger health.
Yeah.
Um, rather than running for 3 seconds and then getting shot by someone who was like around the corner and then spawning again and then getting shot like 2 seconds after I run.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a fan of that at all. I prefer games, like Overwatch, where you have a larger health,
Yeah.
and
Longer time to kill and stuff like that. Longer.
yeah. But this doesn't mention anything about the health size or anything like that. So that doesn't sound like that was it at all. But more about the movement speed. So Yeah, I do like mobility in first-person shooters. That's one thing that I really like seeing in these shooters lately.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully these changes make the game better because I'm looking forward to some Titanfall 2. I like the first game. Not enough people played it. It had some issues with like the amount of content that they provided at the
Yeah.
beginning. But I'm still looking forward to this game. Moving on.
Yep.
So, United Front Games. They released a teaser trailer for their first game, and it's also on Steam. There's a Steam store page for it right now too.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Smash Plus Grab, and basically it's an online. All right, so United Front Games, for people who aren't aware, they made Sleeping Dogs, Mod Nation Racers, other games. Canadian developer. So, anyways, so they're not making a new Sleeping Dogs 2, not yet. But from what this is described as, it's supposed to be similar to like Sleeping Dogs Triad Wars, which I'm not too familiar with. Are you familiar with that?
No, I'm not.
So it says it's like a 3v3 gang warfare. I watched the trailer, seen the screenshots. It looks like some type of like a top-down view game that you're supposed to like basically loot these stores, and there's crafting in it and stuff like that. I don't know. It seems very different from what they've
It
been making so far. Let me
it
look at
reminds
Triad
me
Wars.
it reminds me if State of Emergency had a baby with Smash TV. That's what it
Okay.
reminds me. Have you played either of those?
Smash TV, yes. I've watched you play State of Emergency.
Yeah, it reminds me of both of those just combined.
Hmm.
Um, because because they're like smashing in like stores and stuff like that and getting loot and that's like I don't know if killing has like a point system, but it's like if you combine those two things together, like a game, because it seems to be there's like a commentator. I don't know. I think it might be like just like a news guy or something, but it's like it just if both of those had a baby and made a game, that's what it would look like to me.
I'd buy that for $1.
Exactly.
Moving on.
Yep.
All right. So, did you play the original Luminous game for PSP?
I did not.
You did not.
I did not.
Did you play any of the other Luminous games? I think it also came out like on Vita, like a
I played it
newer.
on Vita. I played the demo on Vita. I never actually bought it.
Did Did you care about Luminous?
Yeah, it was fun.
Well, what if I told you a new Luminous is coming out for iOS and Android September 1st?
That'll be interesting to see. I think it's probably a good move on their part.
Yeah, so Luminous, it was like one of the best PSP games, or at least during the launch. It was the best game during the PSP launch, and it was a pretty cool puzzle game. I mean, like a puzzle game similar to like Tetris, with blocks and stuff.
Yeah.
And the purpose of the game or the point of the game is like to match up blocks together, and you have like a line that scans through the map, and when that line scans over the blocks that you make, the cubes that you make, or the rectangles that you make, it makes them disappear. And it's also like music based. It was pretty fun. I liked it. And so
That sort of reminds me of what was that game called?
Chime.
Yeah, Chime. Yeah.
Yeah, Chime is very similar to Luminous on Steam, which is also a
Okay.
good game.
Yeah, it is.
So there's gonna be Luminous is coming out for mobile devices, which I think that is a good move for them because they obviously have a solid game. There's just not on any platforms that are alive right now. So why not put it on a platform that has life, and that is the mobile area. And they're going to be selling it for $3. So I think that's pretty good. I mean, it's a cheap price, and I'm assuming there's no microtransactions since it's not free to play. It has like it's a pay to play game.
Yeah, no.
So
Which I
I mean,
prefer.
$3 for a game that won't ask you to pay for microtransactions, and it's a fun game.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I prefer I I still struggle to find a game that doesn't have the um that microtransaction feel to it. It's always like uh especially like when you get games with like multiple currency types, that's
hmm
what I expect from a free to play.
hmm
And it's funny, I was a short tangent. A lot of people on the Division subreddit were talking about how the Division has multiple currency types, and I was like, it really feels like a free to play game, and it's not conducive to a good game.
hmm
Anyway, going on.
Yeah, I mean, what's that one game? The one where you're playing the princess and you're doing the puzzles. Um, what's it? It's the mobile game.
Uh,
It was on.
um,
It was on House of Cards.
oh, you talking about Monument Valley?
Yeah, Monument Valley.
Because you said
That.
puzzle mobile game. I was just like, okay, continue.
Yeah, Monument Valley. That was like what, $5 or so.
Yeah.
No microtransactions. I mean, like
hmm
there are games, you pay to play on mobile and they're perfectly fine.
Yep.
Like they're fun little games that you
The
can
Go
play.
games are really good.
Yeah, and you not there are plenty of games that are out there that aren't polluted with microtransactions. You just pay once, have some fun, and move on with your life. It's
Yep.
like we're gonna move on to this next article that won't let us move on with our lives.
I hope this is fake.
So there are rumors that Duke Nukem 3D remake being announced next week. Um, so basically, these rumors uh, came from a Reddit user saying that uh, a studio called Nerve, which is a Nerve Software, which is a new studio founded by ex-id software developer, also having workers that came from that developers that worked on like Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, Doom 2 remake for Xbox Live, etc. That they're working on this Duke Nukem 3D remake, which will be kind of like a remix of the original game, similar to Ratchet and Clank.
Uh-huh.
Where it's. Were you yawning when you said "uh huh"?
No.
Okay. All right. Similar to Ratchet and Clank, where it is a remix of the original game, where it has like the original environments and stuff like that, but
Yeah, well,
also
but slightly redone to fit modern game design conventions and stuff like that.
yeah. So that's what this Duke Nukem 3D rumor is, that it's gonna be, a similar, like it's not gonna be the exact same levels, but it's gonna be changed up a little bit. Um, Duke Nukem, man, this dude can't die.
You know,
He's invincible.
and that's for the worst.
you know, the I guess people tried reaching out to Gearbox to see if there's any truth behind this, and like the only thing Gearbox said is like there is something in production with Duke Nukem,
Uh,
but they won't really say anything. Um, yeah, man. Like Duke Nukem was one of those things that I liked as a teenager because I was 13 years old and I was dumb and I liked stuff like Beavis and Butthead. You know, now I'm a man and I like less stupid things
I'm an
now.
adult.
That's not my dad. That's a cell phone.
Not the self.
So also like Duke Nukem has not evolved as a character. Like he does not work in 2016 or 2017 or 2018.
Yeah, it doesn't really fit.
He does not work anymore. He hasn't evolved. You know, they haven't changed him up any bit at all. And, you know, unlike BJ Blazkowicz, who they changed him up. I mean, they made him like a completely different character. Well, they made him a character.
They made him a character. That's the thing. He wasn't a character before. He was a
Yeah.
face.
Yep.
Like now they put a story behind him. But the thing is, for Duke to work, they'd essentially have to make him less of a character because he's so out there and just does not fit the modern day, I guess, cultural landscape or anything. To be honest,
Hmm.
I mean that's how they would have to get him to work. And I don't see that happening.
Also, like if this game has multiplayer similar to like uh, Duke Nukem Forever, I heard there
Hmm.
was some redeeming value to that multiplayer, but no one plays that multiplayer today at
Yeah.
all. And also, it was like what 6 Dukes versus 6 Dukes.
Hmm.
It was pretty stupid. So if this remake has multiplayer, that's a waste.
Yeah.
That's a waste of development, a waste of life. But let's move on.
Moving on up.
Let's talk about Halo 5 Forge for PC. The system requirements have been revealed.
I
And
haven't looked at them yet.
what's that?
I haven't looked at them yet.
Oh, here they are right now. What are your thoughts? Since you have more expertise on specs than I do. What are your thoughts on these specs?
Let's see.
I mean, like all of them
Really,
require
that
Windows
for
10.
minimum?
What's that?
Intel i5 for a minimum CPU requirement? Really?
Mm-hmm.
The GeForce 650 Ti. That's not too bad.
Yeah, for a minimum.
Yeah, for a minimum. Recommended. Oh, okay, so they explicitly state which generation minimum I or recommended i5. Okay, I mean that's kind of a high requirement to be honest for recommended, and then ultra. I don't know. I feel like the recommended for. I mean, it's a Halo. It's not even the Halo game. It's a Halo build environment. And then again, maybe their limitations are less. I don't know.
Well, you can still play it.
Yeah.
Like they're giving you the ability to play. There's no matchmaking,
Hmm.
but you can invite your friends so that you can test out the levels yourself.
Yeah.
So you can still play it on PC.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess they're okay. I guess I don't know. It seems. I mean, for unless maybe they upped a lot of graphics or something. I don't know.
Mm. All right, that's your thoughts.
Yep.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about Angry Birds looks like a movie sequel is on its way after the first one makes $347 million.
That's crazy.
I mean,
Boop, 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 boop,
surprise,
boop, boop, boop.
surprise. A
Boop, 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 boop.
movie based off of popular game and is an animated movie uh makes lots of money. Bam. I mean that's what's the steps?
What?
Step 4, dollar, dollar, dollar. Or no, question mark, question mark, question mark. Step
Oh,
5,
profit.
profit. Yep.
Yeah. Have successful IP.
Yep.
Create movie based on successful IP.
Question mark, question
Question
mark,
mark,
question
question
mark.
mark, question mark, profit. Yeah.
Yep. So I heard that like the first 2/3 of this movie is actually pretty good. And then
Hmm.
the last act is dumb. And it basically becomes like a wannabe Minions or something like that.
Oh.
But from what I hear, like the pigs get introduced in the last act just because I mean from the reviews I've been hearing, it sounds like they're assuming that the studio's like, oh, we gotta make this based off the game, so let's throw in the gameplay at the very end.
Yeah.
So the pigs come in and then they start shooting the birds at the pigs. They got to have the gameplay in there, and
Exactly.
and the pigs are basically like a poor man's version of the Minions. So yeah, but I mean, I hear up until that point, the movie's actually pretty good.
Well, that's good.
So maybe they'll improve on the second one. I don't know. Maybe I might check out this movie. I mean, it's supposed to be coming out on Blu-ray soon, and it's like only a 90-minute movie, so it's not long.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah.
How about you?
I don't know. I've got other movies I need to see with Megan before.
Yeah,
I'd,
but
I'd watch this.
I like the animations, the animations.
Animations.
I like the animated movies. So maybe I'll check out this animation. All right. Oh, stay up to date on Angry Birds. Enter your email and click sign me
Yeah.
up. Yep.
GameStop does that a lot.
Beautiful.
Or
All right.
GameSpot, sorry.
So last news article. This news came out yesterday, where BattleNet is now adding. Oh, you do not see him. Get him out of here. I do not know anybody named that person. All right. So, anyways,
I did not say anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
anyways, BattleNet added a streaming beta, and I haven't tried this out myself, but apparently, like, this is supposed to be really easy to set up. It'll like stream to your social media, like Facebook, because Facebook is really pushing the streaming right now.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like it just kind of felt like it came out of nowhere, where Facebook's like, oh, we got streaming. Okay. But
I don't know.
yeah, so you can now let your friends watch you play Overwatch or Hearthstone or Heroes of the Storm or Diablo, World of Warcraft, StarCraft 2.
I mean, I guess they're just trying to. I don't know. It seems like it'd be better just implement something directly into like a plugin into Twitch or something like that instead of their own thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what I think about this, because I already use like OBS for streaming, and I stream directly to Twitch, but I don't know, maybe if I stream to Facebook, I'd get more people watching, because that would go directly to my friends, while Twitch, it's like, maybe people will watch, maybe they won't.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think that's pretty interesting that they're integrating it, and it's a bit different from Steam's streaming, which like if on Steam I can go to my friends list, and if they're playing something, I can request permission to watch them play.
Yeah.
And
PlayStation 4 is like that too.
yeah, and that's pretty cool. Like if I want to be like, hey, what's this game all about? I want to see what this game is like, and
Yeah.
but this is a bit different, where it's like I gotta be friends with them on Facebook or something.
Yeah.
So, you got any thoughts you want to share?
No, I mean, I think the whole generational shift of switching to streaming has been interesting to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, let's wrap this podcast up. Um, just want to make sure. Stop sharing. There we go. Am I back? I'm back. How you doing?
Back in the saddle again.
I've always been in the saddle. I never got off. I was born onto it.
Molded by it.
Yep, I was molded by it.
Okay, cowboy.
You merely
I merely adopted it.
adopted. Yeah, you
Okay.
adopted it. I was born into it.
Anyway,
So anyways, let's wrap things up. We have no listener feedback this week, but if you want to ask us questions on the podcast, you can write in at that is podcast@outofcontinues.com. Send us your questions, comments, and other feedback. Also, I'll try to be Twitch streaming some more. Twitch.tv/SayedStafa. That's the Twitch channel. I also got gameplay. I haven't done any gameplay videos lately. I need to do more the Undertale. I haven't got. I think part 5. Yeah, part 5 is not recorded yet, so I need to get back to that. I've just been really busy, getting home from work tired. The other day I bike rode to work and back, and as soon as I got in my apartment, like I was struggling to even like unlock the door, and as soon as I got in, boom, just on the floor, like I was DED, dead.
oh, the fullest of dead to the
Yep,
fullest extent.
yep. So I'll try to get some more gameplay up. Do you have anything you want to plug?
Nope.
All right, if you enjoy what you've been hearing, you can support us by liking us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter, leave an iTunes review. You can subscribe to Google Play Music. We're on there. So if you use Google Play Music, you can subscribe to us on there. You can also contact us by email. That's podcast@outofcontinues.com. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/outofcontinues. And all those things I just said, they're on the website. That's www.outofcontinues.com. You can give me a tweet. I'm at SayedStafa. That's at SayedStafa. And Mr. Ali over here.
I'm at Phosphor 112. That is PHOSPHOR 112.
And I would like to thank my guest host, Ali, for joining me today.
I appreciate being had on here.
And with that said, I'm your host, Stafa. I'll see you guys in the future. Ooh.
Why is it spooky? Wouldn't it be like more of a sci-fi sound you want?
Well, it's because it's mysterious.
Oh.
The future's a mystery. Ooh, I am the future.
So you're the future, or you're going into the future?
Everyone is the future.